Hello, my pretties. It's the Queen of Lions here. Welcome back to another episode of Shadows and Pretties. This is episode 147, and today we're going to be reviewing this movie called Scooby Doo and the Curse of the Lake Monster. This is the fourth live-action Scooby Doo live-action movie that they made, and this movie came out in 2010. And this is a sequel to Scooby Doo and the Mystery Begins. And it's also the second prequel to Scooby Doo, 2002 and Monsters Unleashed. So in this movie, they got the cast the cast to come back who was in the original Scooby Doo and the Mystery Begins movie. They got the original cast from that movie to come back and do this one. And I have to say, this movie is not really my favorite. I really don't know why, but for some reason, even when I watched it as a kid, I really just, I don't know. I just didn't really care for this movie that much. I mean, I don't hate it or anything. No, I still like it. It's just, it's not my favorite. So, for those who haven't seen the movie in a long time, or for those who haven't seen the movie, I'm just gonna go through the plot of this movie and, go from there. So summer vacation has come, and Vanessa and Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby meet up with Fred and Daphne so they can go meet Daphne's uncle Forney Blake Fifth or something, who has given some summer jobs at his country club in Erie Point in order to pay back for the damages prior to the mystery. So the night of the club's opening party, there was a huge frog-like monster that suddenly appears and wreaks the havoc. So the gang decides to investigate. The only person who's ever taken a picture of the lake monster was the lighthouse keeper named Elmer Huggins, and he tells them the story about the lake monster and when people were first settling in Erie Point, a witch named Wanda the Grubwort warned them not to come into her land, and they paid no attention to her. So she used her magic staff, which uses as moonstones, as a source of power to turn a frog into a horrible monster that attacked villagers. Wanda was later then tried for her crimes, but burnt at the stake. The next day, Velma shows the others the security footage of the lake monster meeting a mysteriously cloaked figure on the beach. They begin to zoom in on the figure to see its face, but Velma accidentally spills the green tea on the computer and destroys the footage. Things are further complicated due to the friction between Fred and Daphne, whose relationship is strained due to them regularly finding each other socializing with other people, as well as Shaggy's blossoming feelings for Velma, causing him to alienate Scooby. So the next morning, they find Velma unconscious on the beach, and Shaggy begins to tell her that he was very worried, but then stops when he notices warts on her hand. Velma looks surprised, but guiltily assures them that it was nothing. After all, they fill her in on the latest monster attack. Daphne said she saw purple paint on the figure's cloak and suggests that they check it out on the boat when they saw on the way up to Erie Point. Shaggy asks Velma out on the date, and things go well until the lights a match and some candles. Velma flings herself back in terror due to the fact and is unsure why. Scooby, who is angry at Shaggy for ignoring him, tries to ruin the date, causing Shaggy to knock over the table, drop the moonstone on the ground that he was going to give to Velma as a surprise. Fred and Daphne then eventually go see the boat, but then they are locked into a flooding room by the monster. However, they were able to escape the fate that they were once going to face. They escaped their fate. The gang then drives over home in Hilda, the throwback, who is Wanda's descendant. They see that the witch's figure through the windows, who is soon discovered to be a very warty Velma. She claims to not be Velma and attacks the gang, knocking them out for a moment. The gang wakes up later to find Troberg, and who says that the spirit of ancestor has possessed Velma. The gang realizes that her infighting has caused them to miss all the signs. The wards Velma's fear of fire, love for the moonstones, and how she spilled the tea on the video because of the witch. It was going to show her face. That's what should have been proof Velma was up to something. Trobug then says that Wanda probably would have gone to an underwater caves, and they arrived at the cave and Shaggy bursts out of hiding and confronts Wanda, who turns the trio of frogs into monsters and sends them after the gang. As the monsters corner Fred and Daphne, Shaggy tries to leave to save Velma, singing her favorite song. Velma joins in and manages to break free of Wanda's possession. Wanda tries to reclaim her staff, but Scooby arrives just in time and smashes it. Destroying Wanda and turning the monsters back to their original forms, Shaggy confesses how much he really likes Velma, and they eventually share a kiss. But they both realizes that they did not feel a single spark. And along with Fred and Daphne, they agreed that it is better if they're just friends. Fortin thanks the gang for saving this country club, promises to hook them up with a lawyer so they can avoid any future legal problems, prompting Daphne to name the group Mystery Inc., and that's how the movie ends. Now, I mean, I liked this movie when I was, a lot younger when this one came out. I really do think that the movie itself did a pretty good job, especially with, the animation of Scooby and, how they brought him to life and all that. So, this one was basically a cartoon movie that they aired on TV. There is also a spin-off film called Daphne and Velma, which is a 2018 Scooby Doo movie, which I'm not going to plan to review it right now because I don't know the movie. But if I ever do find out, who the but like who, about the movie, and once I do watch it, I will consider it eventually in the future. So, eventually this movie was released and premiered in 2010 and eventually came out on DVD in 2011. I have to really say, I do like how the cast from Scooby Doo, Scooby Doo and Mystery Begins came back to reprise their roles in Scooby Doo and the Curse of the Lake Monster. I honestly find this to be a pretty good plot of the movie, especially how the lake monsters were developed like in CGI animation to make them scary. I absolutely do like how, the concept art for certain things were actually, well made in detail as to regarding how the movie V displayed out. Now, I really have to say, I'm not a fan of this movie. I don't know why it is, but for some reason, I'm not a fan of this movie. And I'm not trying to sound mean or anything. I just don't care about this movie. I mean, I like it because it has Scooby Doo, but I'm just not a fan of the movie. That's just all I can really say. Other than that, I do find that the movie actually did a pretty good job of what it is. I really do like the plot of the movie. I think it's a pretty good concept. I do think that, the grammar is really good as well as the sentence structuring, the storyline of how it all went out, and I really think it's a good movie. So, I mean, if you liked Mystery Begins like I did, you'll like this movie too. So, I mean, that may not be the case with everybody because, you're free to state your own opinion. Like if you don't like this movie, that's fine. If you like this movie, that's pretty cool too. So, always I'm going to say here and say this, that it's just my opinion on this movie. I'm not a fan of this movie. I just didn't really get interested in the movie. I mean, when I was a little younger, I did, but now I just didn't really get myself into this movie too much. I still find it to be good because, it's Scooby Doo and all that. Not gonna lie, but with all due honesty, I don't really care for this movie. This is just my opinion though on it. If you happen to disagree with me on this movie, I mean, I respect your opinion regardless if you like it or not. So, anyways, that being said, I'm gonna sit here and say this. Feel free to leave me what your thoughts are on this movie in the comments below, because I would like to hear what your thoughts are on this movie, because, I like to hear it. Feel free to state your opinions on this movie, whatever it be. If you don't like this movie, if you like it, feel free to state your opinions in the comments below. Anyways, that being said, with that being the case, what did you guys think about this movie? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what would you have done personally to help make this movie a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I guess I'll catch you all in the next video. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.